All right, folks. Good morning. It is Monday, August 11th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. We've got about 6 minutes until the open here. It's a no news Monday. So, lower expectations for this morning, lower expectations for today. On Friday, we had a nice continuation move. Friday was actually the highest close on record. If you take a look at your 5 minute RTH chart, we did technically have an all time high 23,845, which was marked about 2 a.m. on July 31st. However, Friday is the highest close on record. Highest close, highest close. So some will call that an all-time high. It's a regular trading hours all-time high. We're getting pretty close, right? We're getting pretty close. The true all-time high was made after hours, like I said, about 2 a.m. on Thursday, July 31st. So, what is the game plan for today? For today, my main focus is going to be that prior day high. Really want to see how price is going to be responding to that 770 area, 23,770. Expectation for today is actually for a slower session, potentially even an inside day, simply because, again, no news Monday, and then we do have CPI tomorrow. So, what is the likelihood that the index actually puts in a decent move today? Typically, it's going to be pretty low. Certainly is possible. Anything is possible in markets. But what I like to do on a day like this is come in with very low expectations, expecting that choppier action, expecting that slower session. And then if price is going to prove me incorrect, we can adjust those expectations. And typically, if price is going to prove that expectation incorrect, what we're going to see is fresh highs or fresh lows on the session being made after 10 a.m. well into late morning. That'll give you more of that trend day characteristic there. So that's the game plan for this morning. Prior day high, main watch. Let's take a look at where we're actually at as of right now. Currently trading about 716. Prior day volume point of control right there, just shy of 23,700. You have the overnight low pretty much overlapping with the 23,670 level of interest. And then, of course, our prior day high, last week high, weekly open, overnight high, cluster of reference points up there in that 765 area. So here's kind of where we're at as of right now. There's a 5 minute RTH chart. Got price right in this area, right near that prior day value area high, somewhere right through here. So let's see, we're going to have a very slight gap lower this morning. Let's see how that opening is looking. Let's see what volume is looking like. No need to be a gunslinger this morning. I'm just staying patient, letting that setup come to us, waiting for that A plus trade, executing accordingly, right? Following our rules, staying disciplined, not being a degenerate, you know, being a professional, treating our trading like a professional would. So let's see this open here. 2 minutes. I'm seeing we have Trump scheduled to speak at 10 a.m. So anything related to trade can definitely move the market. Not nearly as much as it was previously as far as those trade headlines, but certainly something to keep an eye on. We're going to be doing the Take Profit Trader account giveaway this week. I'll post more details about that later today in the Traders Think Tank. If you are an active member of the Traders Think Tank, you'll definitely see that. The drawing will be on Friday. So I'll share all the details later today in the Traders Think Tank. That'll be a free TPT account. The question is, should we let Mish enter the giveaway? I already told him no. What do you think? Is Mish a valid entry for the giveaway? I'll let the stream decide. Let him in, let him in. All right, all right. Oh, there's a no. Even Mish says they'll think it's rigged. See? That's what I'm saying. All right, here comes that open. Got about 10 seconds here. There's the open right into session volume point of control, right into VWAP. So again, like to see that reaction near prior day high. ES in no man's land currently. RTY sitting on that overnight low. There's your very slight gap lower. Can't even really call that a gap. This is a 5-minute RTH chart right here. There you go. Some fresh lows being made. NQ coming into that prior day volume point of control. 23,700 area. Where's our overnight low? Down there at 667. So that's your next reference point with the level of interest right in that area, 670. Look at this 30-minute as well. RTY into VWAP. That was a nice spring setup at the overnight low. So overnight low, next downside reference point. See if buyers have any interest in that area. So far, prior day high being rejected, all those tests of prior day high during the overnight sesh. Notice how volume is already below average. 5 minutes into the open, there's your opening 5 minute bar closing in 10 seconds. Staying patient here, not much to do with NQ. Wait for better trade location. Back into 23,700. RTY, fresh highs on the day. If you trade Russell, oh, a nice spring setup at overnight low. Look at that spring setup. Right off the open, RTY. Flat day, Gabe. Yeah, that's kind of my expectation as of right now. No news Monday ahead of CPI. Oh, no shorts, you're saying? I don't short, so that is not my play. Market's at all-time highs anyway. Shorts are having a tough time. Tough time. Not to say it can't go lower, but as a trend follower, it's a tough trade. So a little bit of a bounce here from that prior day volume point of control area. Staying patient. Still cash on the session. Coming back into VWAP, back into that session volume point of control area. And that opening 15-minute bar closes here in 5 minutes. Should give us some good clues. As of right now, I need better trade location. RTY with an up thrust. Let's see. Let's see it. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Just sweeping both sides of that overnight range on RTY. Very nice. NQ has yet to leave that opening 5-minute bar. So far, price is confirming the expectation of a slower day. I mean, the day is young, right? We're still early in the sesh. Little rejection there. VWAP, session volume point of control, volume below average. Buyers looking for that new high of day. Still cash currently. No trades taken. And NQ coming into session high. Let's see if a new high is going to be made. For questions on indicators and chart setup, here's the link right there. It's all in the Traders Think Tank Resources tab. Check it out. NQ new high of day. Getting more interesting now. See that prior day high. What's our range so far? Coming into that opening 15-minute bar closure, we have a 57-point range on NQ. That's pretty much untradeable, at least for me. NQ for the most part here, still within that opening 5-minute bar. So far, current action is telling me to do less. So we are still cash. Still cash on the morning. Trading, good trading anyway, involves a lot of waiting. Waiting for that A plus opportunity. We have about 12 minutes till 10 a.m. No data. Trump is scheduled to speak at 10 a.m., so that could bring in a little bit of volume here. Note the volume. Probably about just eyeballing it, probably about 50% of the average. This line here shows historical average at the same time of day. The choppy morning so far. Chop, chop, chop. Choppy, choppy. Potential higher low in the making there. Buyers attempting to defend this VWAP session volume point of control area. Looking for that prior day high. ES rolling over versus VWAP there. Let's check on RTY. Both the spring and the up thrust worked beautifully there on RTY. NQ just snooze worthy here. A little bit of barcode on that 1 minute. See if 10 a.m. brings in any volume. Ready to trade YM now? Dip it into YM. Yeah, this is pure barcode. Pure barcode account burning price action right there. Happy to be cash. ES coming back in a session low. See if it marks that new low of day. Let's take a look. This morning, still cash. At this point, more than likely, we'll wait till 10 a.m., post 10 a.m. Nothing wrong with taking a cash day. If you don't see your setup, remember, cash is a position. If taking a no trade day is uncomfortable, you may not be a process oriented trader. It's a good clue. PD about to grab the free trial. All right, we'll see you in the think tank. Keep an eye out for the giveaway. Gonna be posting that later today. NQ back into session highs here. Infinity just joined this morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, there's NASDAQ new high of day. Can it hold? Do we see some acceptance? Still in no man's land. Not too far off that prior day high here, that main focus level for today, prior day high. Fresh highs, fresh highs. Fresh highs on NQ. Let's get an update on our higher time frame structure. Yeah, so NQ is still just range bound, that overnight range right through here. Take a look at the 30. And let me see that 15. Yeah, so not much of an update here on the higher time frames. Got a couple more candle closures. Outside of that, location remains the same. That intraday low is a little bit of a front run of that overnight low, 670 level of interest area. Now post 10 a.m. we'll see if there's some continuation into this zone right up through here. 765 area. Yeah, up thrust is possible. We need price to get up into that area first, though. First things first. I mean, look at the volume, right? In the pre-market prep notes, talked about expectation for a slower sesh, wanted to see some good volume. As of right now, we're trading about 50% of historical average for this time of day. All right, let's do a quick poll, see how everyone's morning is. For me, still cash. Posted the poll in the chat. Let me know. How's it looking out there? Still entirely cash on my end. Not seeing an A plus setup, but I've not even seen a B quality setup, B or B plus quality setup. This is pure choppy morning. %46 cash. Live cattle futures into VWAP. That's like Dom trading lean hogs. The lean hog trader. Dave Nasty spike on MNQ. Let's see. Oh, geez. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That is rough. That is rough right there. Wow. Hopefully that didn't catch anyone. Looks like 43% cash. It's about what I expected. A little less than half cash. Only 35 votes, though. 100 viewers, 35 votes. Cast your vote. It's anonymous. No one's going to know. There we go. Got some more votes coming in. NASDAQ back in a VWAP, back in a session volume point of control. So at this stage, I'll more than likely give it about 25 more minutes for a setup to materialize. Typically, if I don't have any setups, if I don't have any trades within the first hour of the regular session, more than likely that is going to be a day to shut it down early. So we'll see how this morning unfolds. But so far, this is right in line with the expectations. No news Monday, pre CPI, just shy of all time highs. Look at this ES action, just pure 5-minute barcode. Sideways, not what you want to see if you're an active trader. This type of action right here absolutely destroys accounts. You got to know how to avoid this sort of action right here. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ pretty similar, a little bit better with the push higher, but largely the same. RTY probably the best this morning as far as setups. I don't really trade this thing, but you do have the spring down beneath overnight low, then the up thrust up there at overnight high. Now just chopping chopping through that overnight range. NASDAQ volume probably about 40% of historical average here. There's your new high of day. Session volume point of control and VWAP hold as support. Let's see if we actually get that prior day high now. A little uptick in volume. Still below average. How's the bot? The bot had a nice week last week. Nice green week last week. Let's see if it took any trades today. Bot is flat this morning. No trades. The bot is coded to avoid chop, so it may be looking at this like it's too choppy. All right, prior day high. We're getting into prior day high here. Main focus. Can I code your brain to avoid the chop, man? I've been trying. Ray. Been trying, man. Every Thursday after the close. A little development session. Gabe's ready to deploy all 30 of his linked accounts. He's looking at everything. He's checking every ticker. NQ, a little uptick in volume here, just average though. There's historical average. Can't even get to the true average. Hmm. 45 minutes into the sesh, I'm personally still cash. Here's the execution screen. We are flat. Flat morning. Remember, there's nothing wrong with a no trade day. If you don't see your setup, you got to be comfortable staying cash. Any oil traders, check out the up thrust at overnight high. Overnight high up thrust there in CL. If you're joining us late this morning, main focus on NQ prior day high. Almost got there. Not quite. Oh, looks like we got some news. NQ new high of day. Just shy of prior day high now. Let's see that prior day high reaction. Gabe, you don't even need all the charts. You can just use the Opinicus reference point indicator and set alerts for when price is crossing those reference points that you want to watch. I think that's what Mish does. Yeah, check it out in the resources tab there on the think tank. $765 prior day high. Yeah, it looks like it. $765. Yeah, Dom. Prior day high, I usually, unless it's a half day from the prior session, which is pretty rare, I just go with whatever the Opinicus indicator shows, which is based off of the regular trading hour session that TradingView shows, which goes until starts at 9:30, right? It goes till 4:15. Definitely an argument can be made for the 4 p.m. close, but I just go with I've always just gone with what this chart shows. So it just keeps it simple. NQ and the prior day high right here. There's last week's high as well. This is the key area. Last week was indeed an inside week. Yes, sir. So I want to see if is there going to be acceptance above this kind of trio of reference points. Where's D-Wall this morning? I know he's going to be looking at this area. Looks like a very slight new high of day there for NQ. Here's that last week high. So far, a little rejection there, a prior day high. RTY making a new low of day. ES still just mega choppy there. S&P, Chop City. We've got that next 30-minute candle closure here in 4 minutes. I don't think D-Wall is on today, Mish. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's in the think tank. Yep, he's just hiding. We summoned him. Chrissy's blown more than 30 accounts. You can make it 31 if you win the giveaway this week. Just FYI. There is an opportunity there. TPT account giveaway. Still cash on the morning. All cash. Cash day so far. Cashed out. There's your execution screen. Cashed up. Main focus today was how price responded to the prior day high. Price is currently into the prior day high, so just watching this area. However, in the notes, what I had mentioned was the expectation was for a slower session for two primary reasons. Number one, it's no news Mondays, typically a slow day. And then number two, we have CPI tomorrow. So anytime you are one day out from a big market moving or potentially market moving event, it's typically, keyword typically, going to be a slower day. Not always, but typically. So if you can set your expectations in line and let price prove you incorrect, then you can avoid a lot of this choppiness, which was my main goal for today, because this sort of action used to absolutely annihilate me. I've lost plenty of money trading this sort of chop. Don't need to do that anymore. And speaking of slowness, typically I want to see at least average volume. And this is like 40 to 50% of average. So this line here, this is not a moving average, even though it may look like it. This line actually shows historical average for time of day. Right through there. So at 10:30 a.m., this is the average right here, which is about 1.5K. 1.5K contracts per 1 minute bar. Currently, what are we, like 750, 700? It's terrible. It's terrible. So it tells me there's no audience in this market. Probably give it 5 more minutes here just because price is still in that area I'm interested in. Then we'll shut it down. Maybe the stream sacrifice will give us a move. Hey, Gabe, that's probably for the best, man. Probably for the best. Especially now that you're already pissed off. You may as well just shut it down. But congrats on the withdrawal, especially on a personal account. That's always great. Well done. Well, it was looking like a rejection of that key area I was interested in. So now, late morning game plan. I'd like to see either acceptance above this highlighted area, trigger a break of the prior day range, something like that, or I'll be watching down through here. Anywhere in between these 2 points is going to be no man's land for me, and no trades through here, no trades. So we're either down here or up above this point. Pretty simple game plan. As of right now, though, still cash day. No trade day. That's part of the game. If you're uncomfortable with a no trade day, if you think you are doing something wrong by not trading when you don't have your setup, you are incorrect. No trade days are part of the game. We're just here to look for our A plus opportunities. If they don't present themselves, the job is literally to do nothing. That's literally it. So we'll call it right there. Thank you all for your time. We'll be live tomorrow. We have the Take Profit Trader account giveaway going live today in the Traders Think Tank as well. So if you are a member, keep an eye out for that. If you're not a member, check it out. 14-day trial. And we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank if there's any worthwhile action later in the morning here. But like I said, my expectations are quite low. CPI tomorrow. That should be good. Should give us some volatility. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Thanks for your time, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.